Good evening and welcome to War Thunder. This is Old Dead Man. This is my fourth attempt to make this video. The first time I butchered the script. The second time I managed to have my microphone muted for the entire time. The third was just me trying to add an addendum to the muted microphone version and then realizing that they were muted. This is number 4. Let's see what happens. Gaijin has announced they'll be doing some battle rating changes around the end of June 2020. That'll be within the next week or so, considering how late in the month it is. The changes match well with the economy changes that were posted just last week. I'm going to try and quickly burn through a lot of these changes, but I'm going to give you the biggest and most important one right now. 10.7 BR tanks. Not planes, just tanks. So a lot of the top dogs are going up to 10.7, the M1A2, the 2A5, the Ariete PSO. Not Japan though. Their Type 90s are going to 10.3. So they're going to go into the old spot that the old ones are that the previous top dogs are vacating. So keep an eye out for that change. That's coming soon. They'll have a new top dog list coming your way soon. Now, since most people don't want to listen to me just basically rattle off all the BR changes, I'll put some timestamps in the comments. You can jump to the parts that are of interest to you. Since Gaijin really didn't sort these lists, I have, at least except for into airplanes, tanks, and ships, I actually had to go through and mark which country each one's from. And so my list will actually be given to you in countries, not in whatever order they had it in before. Also, I'll only be addressing the changes in realistic battles. Great? Great. Okay. We'll start with aircraft. China. This is just how it happened to sort, so bear with me on this. The F-104A will be going from 9.7 to 10.0. Germany. The ME-410 B2U4 will be going from 4.3 to 4.0. Also remember, they're going to be foldering that with the A1U4. So that gives you an idea of what kind of performance issues there might have been going on with it. Italy. The G55S is going from 4.7 to 5.0. Makes sense. It's been a monster in RRB. The G91 Pre-Series is going from 8.7 to 8.3. Tells you how it's been performing. G91YS has been a monster in ground RB. It's going from 9.7 to 10.0. Japan, as well as most of the other F-104s, the F-104J is going from 10.0 to 10.3. They're indicating it's on par with the top dogs in RRB. Don't know how I feel about that. I haven't done a whole lot of flying of the F-104s. I haven't ground out any of them yet, but there you go. The Swedish J32 B. This is going from 9.3 to 9.7. USA, there's a P-40C gift vehicle, which I do not have. It's going from 2.3 to 2.7. The premium P-51 D10 is going from 4.7 to 4.3. The US F-104A and F-104C are going from 9.7 to 10.0. And in Russia, the Yak-3U from 5.7 to 5.3. It's also switching places with the Yak-9UT, which makes sense because it will be lower BR than the Yak-9T. 9UT will be. All right, there's a lot of changes to tanks. Let's get right in on it. Start off with Britain. We got the Challenger 2-2F is going from 10.3 to 10.7. The Valentine Mark 11, which I always lose when I'm trying to find it. Valentine Mark 11 is going from 3.0 to 2.7. No surprise there, my opinion. The Archer is going from 3.3 to 3.0. Another no surprise there. It's backwards, for heaven's sakes. Anyway, it's going there. China, the CM11 is going from 9.3 to 9.0. And the ZSD-63, their new AA gun, which, by the way, is a monster in ground RB, is going from 3.7 to 4.0. go to France. The Leclerc is going from 10.3 to 10.7, so that's one of the ones that's moving. And the Roland is going from 10.0 to 9.7, and acknowledge that the Roland has not been all that particularly good compared to some of the other options. Germany, the SDKFC 62 is going from 3.0 to 2.7. The Leopard 2K is going from 9.7 to 9.3. The Leopard 2A5 is going from 10.3 to 10.7. I think they ought to make their 11.0 just for this thing and the Sturv 122. But that's my opinion. The Florac Panzer 1 is going from 10.0 to 9.7. No surprise there. The Panther D, on the other hand, this is the one that, if I recall, it has the slowest turret rotation speed, is going from 5.7 to 5.3. So they bumped up the American 5.3 lineup to where it's all 5.7, and now they're dropping dropping enough of the German lineup to 5.3. I don't know what people at 4.3 are going to do against a Panther or a Tiger H1, but it is what it is. The 15 centimeter SLG 33 B SFL is going from 1.7 to 1.3. Panzerjäger 1 is going from 1.7 to 1.3. The SD KFC 221 SPB 41 is going from 1.3 to 1.0. No surprise at all. That should surprise nobody. That, while it's got a high penetrating round and you can kill things with it, it's a dart. You're throwing, darts at the dartboard and hoping you make a bullseye. Okay, let's see. Panzerwerfer WPZ W42 is going from 3.7 to 3.0. All right, it's a rank 2 vehicle anyway, so that's really not making any difference, except for it'll be more fun to use in some of the lower tier lineups. Flak Panzer 38 is going from 2.0 to 1.7. No surprise there as well. Most people use it as a tank destroyer anyway. It's not really all that good against air. Let's move on to Italy. The Centauro Romor is going from 9.3 to 9.0. I believe they're indicating that the wheeled TDs are not doing as well as they thought they were going to be. And this will give some more room for more options going forward. M47 105 55, another no surprise change here. It goes from 7.7 to 7.3. It's an M47. The larger gun, while it does help, doesn't change the fact the rest of the tank is still an M47. So, the Ariete PSO is going for 10.3 to 10.7. Let's move on to Japan. Type 16 is going from 9.3 to 9.0. Again, I think this is just indicating that the wheeled TDs aren't doing as well as they expected. And the Type 90s, both of them, are going from 10.0 to 10.3. And a change that should surprise absolutely nobody, the Ho-Ri prototype is going from 6.0 to 6.3. And the Ho-Ro is going from 1.7 to 1.3. Now we go into the ones where I'm not all that familiar with where they are in the lineup, so bear with me a moment. LVRB V701 is going from 9.0 to 9.3. What is this thing? Okay, gotcha. I noticed. Can it shoot at Can it shoot at ground targets too? I don't think it can. I'm not quite sure why that one's going up, but I don't know these tanks that well. PVKV2. I know that tank. PVKV2. This thing is tremendously survivable, and I don't know why. It doesn't have enough armor to speak of. It just seems like it takes forever to kill the things. Sometimes. Other times they blow up like a Roman candle. Pfft, who knows? But I hate them, because they're annoying. Sturv 122 is going from 10.3 to 10.7. And let's move over to the US tree. Another change that surprised absolutely zero people. The M15A1 is going from 3.0 to 2.7. And the M1A2 Abrams is going from 10.3 to 10.7. And we get into the big boys for this one. Russia. Rather than specifying all of them, I'm just going to quickly go through the highlights here. I'm going to say everything, but I'm not going to go through the whole tree to find everything. Object 279, another change that surprised absolutely zero people. It's going from 8.3 to 8.7. I think it could support a 9.0. The T62 M1 is going from 9.0 to 8.7. The T80U is going from 10.3 to 10.7. The Chrysanthemum S is going from 9.7 to 9.3. I think it's not performing as well as they expected. BMP2M, the new one, I'm surprised on this one, is going from 9.3 to 9.0, but that may mean they just over BR'd it to start with. Some lower tier stuff, the SU-122 is going from 3.0 to 2.7. SU-51, which is an entry-level tank, is going from 1.3 to 1.0. The SU-76Ms are going from 2.3 to 2.0. The SU-57 B, another move that shouldn't surprise anybody, 3.3 to 3.0. And the SU-152 is going from 5.0 to 4.7. Again, I'm not surprised by any of those changes. All right, on to naval. And this is the point where most of you are probably going to tune out. I do enjoy naval, but it's a tough mode to get in the middle of. Most of you who are interested will know where these things are. Probably better than I will, but I'll try and catch them as I find them. Okay, the River class is going from 3.7 to 3.3. Not a big surprise. Fairmile D 5001 is going from 3.7 to 3.3. Fairmile D 697. I could have sworn it was right in here. Oh, there it is. Fairmile D 697 is going from 3.7 to 3.3. And the Fairmile A ML100 is going from 1.7 to 1.3. The HMS Belfast is going from 5.3 to 5.7. I'm not sure it'll support that. And it would make it a top-ranked naval premium as well. Since there's no indications they're actually going to raise the overall BR of naval, I'm kind of surprised the Belfast was able to move up like that. Whatever. Not my... Well, it is my problem, but it's not my choice. All right, the Germans, the Jaguar Klasse, which I have lost again in this whole mess. There it is. 140 is going from 3.7 to 4.0. The MZ1 is going from 3.7 to 3.3. And I believe these two are swapping places in the tree. The Kanonenboot K2 is going from 3.7 to 4.0. And that's it for Germany. Italy's getting 4 changes. The Trento is going from 5.7 to 5.3. The MV611 is going from 2.7 to 2.3. Bartolo Colleone is going from 5.3 to 5.0. The Turbine is going from 4.0 to 3.7. And that's Italy's naval trees. Japan. The Sionon is going from 3.3 to 3.7. The Type 5 is going from 2.0 to 1.7. And the IJN Keiko, which there it is, Keiko, is going from 5.3 to 5.0. On the U.S. side, we've got the 165-foot PC-466 Carmi is going from 2.3 to 2.0. The LCS L3 is going from 4.0 to 3.7. The LCS L3 used to be a real monster in naval, and that really indicates to me that things have evolved a lot compared to where it used to be just even a year ago in the naval side. So it's dropped to 3.7. The Asheville is going from 4.0 to 3.7. The Elco 80-foot PT-103 is going from 2 to 1.7, and the PT-109 is going from 2 to 1.7. Russia. PR-35 is going from 4.3 to 4.0. The PR-123 BIS, which I used to know exactly where it was. There it is. From 1.7 to 2.0 means it's doing better than they expected. The PR191M is going from 2.7 to 3.0. The BMO is going from 2.3 to 2.7. And the MBK 161 1943 is going from 2.7 to 3.0. And the MBK PR186 Mark 85 is going from 3.0 to 3.3. That is the relevant realistic battles BR changes coming up at the end of June. Don't forget to look at the economy changes as well. See how these line up. And at the end of this month, you're going to be able to see how this is going to change your lineups. So thank you very much for joining me for this absurdly long video on the BR changes for coming in June 2020 in War Thunder. You have a great rest of your day.